Hello STEM CTE video production students. In this video, I will be covering how to use Chroma Key in WeVideo when you don't have access to the green room or a portable green screen. Okay, so the first thing to do is to make sure you have a good plan. So for me, I'm trying to keep this project very simple. So I created a simple storyboard, which you can see here. I've got the elements highlighted. I sketched it out really quickly. It's not a multi-scene shoot, it's just one scene. So you can see my notes here. I'm hoping to find some stock images or footage for the background image, like driving on a road, ship on an ocean, something like that, right? So that'll be the background while I'm sitting there driving. I'm setting it up with a mid shot with the static camera on a tripod. I'm not worried about the audio from the shoot because I'm gonna import some secondary audio for the final project. And I make sure that the scene is lit evenly, all right, with minimal shadows against a blank wall. So I'm just choosing a blank wall within my house. And you can see I've got a seat, a chair. I just draped a towel over it. It was a dining room chair. I draped a towel over it so it looked more generic. Wearing a red jacket with the hood up, so you don't have to look at my bald spot in the video. And I am holding on to a steering wheel, so it's shot from behind. And you can see I've labeled it for whoever is looking at the storyboard, right? So person in the jacket is the driver, there's the steering wheel, there's the seat, and then I've noted that it's shooting against a blank wall for the chroma key. So the more evenly lit that it is, the more uniform the coloring in the background, the easier it's going to be when it comes time to use your chroma key. Okay, at this point, we've made our plan. We use the storyboard, and if you have a script or whatever, we've got our plan. We've gone out and we've shot our clips, and now it's time to step in and do the editing for our chroma key. So we're going to open up WeVideo, and then we're going to go and import our clips. So I know where I put mine. I navigate to where they are. And I'm just going to, you can see that I've got my storyboards up there. I'm just going to drop my clip into the timeline. Now, ordinarily, we've been dropping our main clips into the video one track. Now, if you think of this as it's a multi-track editor, right? That bottom track, the video one track, is like the background track. So anything that we put on here, like when we add titles, when we add different things over the top, the next video 2, is layered on top of video 1, and then video 3 is layered on top of that. So we need to be thinking about what's going on here, and we're actually going to key out a portion of our main video track, and we're going to have something showing through in the background. So instead of putting our main video clips in video track 1, we're going to put them into video track 2 so that we can put our background image or whatever we're going to do once we key out whatever we want showing through the video. Once it's keyed, that's what's going to go into video track 1 because that's the background track. All right, like I said in the plan, we are not even going to use the audio from this track. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to mute the video 2 track. So you can see now it's muted. There's nothing showing on the volume bar. So I'm actually going to copy and then paste a duplicate of this track into my timeline. So the reason I'm making multiple copies is I'm going to leave this first clip as is to show what the original clip looked like before we keyed it. I'm going to go to the second clip, and now I'm going to show you how to use Chroma Key, how to key out your colors. So I'm going to open the clip editor, and I can either get there by double clicking on the clip or selecting the pencil for the editor. So again, I can either open the clip editor from the pencil or by double clicking the clip. Now, if we've looked at many of these other tabs in other tutorial videos, the transform, the crop, audio, there's some animation stuff, color, And then over here is the speed. So if you wanted to speed up or slow down your clip. But that's not the focus of this video. This video is about Chroma Key. So the keying tab is the one that looks like a picture here. So it says color keying. We click on that. And right now there's nothing set. We're going to click on the dropper. Okay. Now this process can be a little bit hit and miss, right? You could click someplace and get bad results. No problem. You just cancel and undo. It's sometimes a good idea to pick a mid value from your background color. You can see that I didn't even follow my own advice very well. I shot this clip pretty hastily. I didn't really I used the overhead light and one LED light from the side to eliminate shadow. Ideally, what I should have done was gotten a second one of those LED lights and put it off to the left-hand side to make this more even, because you can see one side is a little bit dark. It's not really shadow, but a little bit dark, and this side's a little bit light. And you can kind of mess around. Sometimes you want to pick a mid color. That didn't really work. Like I said, it's a little bit hit and miss sometimes. Or you know, because if you pick the wrong color, you can see that you get some bad key choices. So like if I came way over here in the dark, still the same thing. So I'm going to go and hedge towards the lighter. Come over here. And you can see I got a pretty decent key now. It goes around the chair. You can see the steering wheel. I didn't lose. There's not a lot of main video image loss. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to save changes. Okay, now I've got my clip here that's keyed out. I'm going to copy and paste again because I'm going to do a couple of different things, right? So, and then I'll put one more in here. So what's going to end up happening, I'm going to leave the first clip as is. I'm going to leave the second clip keyed out, but with nothing in the background. And then let's put some, let's follow the production plan and put some background video in here. I was hoping to find some stock media. So I'm going to go over here to stock media, and you can see I've picked one that's like driving at night. We can do some previewing. This one has the person's hands in it. That's kind of what I just did. So I don't want to do that one. That one's got the person's hands. That one's time-lapse. I don't want that. What about driving through city? That was pretty cool. Let's go with that. So I'm going to drop that down in the timeline. It's a little bit long, so I'm actually going to trim it to make sure I've got the video one highlight. I can tell that's what I'm editing because it's highlighted orange. And I'm going to trim that off, get rid of that so that I only have that behind here. So you can see that I've set that in the background, right? Now, I also talked about maybe I want to do the ship, right? So let's see if there's anything like a ship in a storm or something like that. Got some rough water. That's kind of a side view. That one's not really moving, right? So that's not okay. Let's check that one. Yeah, so that one looks like it's moving a little bit. So we'll drop that one in there. I'll go ahead and trim that down to the right length. And now you can see I've got a couple of different keyed options. I've got one keyed with me driving a car and one keyed with me piloting a vessel, like a ship, right? So here's what it looks like with no key. There's my blank wall. There are no shadows really. That's good. It's not super evenly lit. Again, like I said before, ideally I could have put another light source off to my left and made that a little more even. In the end, it keyed out fine. So here is my keyed sequence. Here it is with my first background, which is the city. And here it is with the ocean in the background. So the last part is I wanted to import some audio. So I'm going to go to My Media. I went and found some tracks. So I found this Black Sea Storm track. So I'm going to drop that in there. And then I don't need the full length. It's a little bit long. So I make sure that my audio track is highlighted. Bring my scrubber to where I want to trim it. And then I can trim that off. And there we go. So now there is an audio track that goes with the ocean. I also got one that is driving. This one's a little bit long. So we can trim portions off of that also to make it fit. Let's see here. Not highlighted. Bring it back. There we go. See how close we are there. That's pretty good. Yep, good enough. All right. So if I want to, I can even squeeze that and line it up. All right, so now I've got my audio clips. Let's just take a quick look at what it's going to play like. Notice there's no audio. Here's what it looks like, the original clip with the blank wall in the background. Here's what it looks like keyed out. So you can see it did key out my hands, but that's minor. All right, here's what it looks and sounds like with the driving clip. And here's what the ocean clip looks and sounds like. That audio is sounding a little bit weird. I don't know what it sounds like on your end. So that's all there is to chroma keying. I will export this video and I will share that as part of the lesson also, so that you can actually see and hear that audio a little bit better than what you hear in the tutorial. So I hope that this gives you enough to go on, so that if you would like to practice or try a little bit of chroma keying, that you can do it even without access to a green room or without access to a portable green screen. As long as you have a blank background of some sort, some section of a wall in your house or in your garage or outside or something that you can do. You could even hang a sheet somewhere, drape a sheet over something and use that for a uniform blank surface to shoot against. Then you should be able to do some basic chroma key using WeVideo.